Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Apologize, my voice is a little low today because of being sick. This is the second class of Matharat al-Qulub, or you can say the second of the diseases. The first one was Bukhul, miserliness, and we mentioned that Bukhul was a refusal to give what is an obligation in Islamic law, such as zakat and other expenditures that become due, or a person who becomes very cheap and not wanting to spend on his family, and even guests that come, they don't go out of their way a little bit just to treat them a little bit special. That all of that is considered bukhul or miserliness. We mentioned that it is the worst of the diseases in terms of what is condemned by Allah and His Messenger. We also mentioned that no one likes a bakhil, a person who is miserly, not even another bakhil. Today the disease is hatred or bughd. Bughd, which is called hatred, is a disease, and the way that it is defined is it is hatred for other than the sake of Allah. Okay? Al-bughd is when you hate something for other than the sake of Allah. So we're going to define that, okay? So to hate something, if you're not writing this down, you better be writing this down. There's exact definitions. When we have classes and we have a disease and I give you a definition, you need to write those down, okay? Otherwise you will not remember them. I don't want anybody sitting here and just looking at me. Al-bughd, which is hatred, is a disease when it is for other than the sake of Allah. Meaning that you can get angry or have hatred for something if it is justified, meaning if it is for the sake of God why you hate something. Okay? And in Islam, when we say we hate someone, we don't mean we hate the person. Okay, very important. We hate or dislike the sin that they are doing, not the person. Okay? Reason why is because people can change. And hating a person themselves is not allowed in Islam to hate somebody. Okay? We hate what they do, not themselves. Because they themselves is a creation of Allah, and they have a soul that is connected to the other souls, and this is a disease to hate a person completely, because that would be for other than the sake of Allah. On top of that, it blinds you in a way that prevents you from the truth. So the Prophet ﷺ always loved good for all people, never hated anyone, but he got angry with the actions of people and disliked or hated the actions of people. Amongst the actions that he hated was idol worship. This was hated to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Disobedience to Allah, people that commit major sins. These are types of actions as Muslims we do not accept in our heart and we dislike those actions, and we, for the sake of Allah, get angry concerning those. But balanced with for the sake of Allah, balanced with that we hate something of an action for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, if someone hates someone because of different reasons, sometimes a person hates someone because they just don't like him. They don't like him because maybe they're a certain color, right? The disease in this country of racism. As Muslims, there's no such thing as racism. Not one color is better than another. Not one country is better than another. The only thing that makes you special with Allah is your righteousness. How good you are as a believer in what you do. That is only known to Allah, no one else. No one else knows that. I could be the most hated person to God on earth, or I could be one of the most beloved. I don't know. It's in the heart. I cannot tell. No one can tell. We hope, we pray, but we don't know. All right? So when someone hates someone because of their color, because of their nationality, because of perhaps something they did to them. Sometimes you hate someone because they did something bad to you, but that's not a reason to hate them. A lot of people did a lot of bad things to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They threw thorns in his road to get on his blessed feet. They took animals that were slaughtered, the guts and the entrails and all that, and they threw it on him when he was making sajda. They threw different things of water or different types of dirty stuff on him constantly. And even people did a lot worse. Some people even did worse than that. So all these things that people did, Prophet ﷺ never used those as a reason to hate anybody. Rather, he prayed for them, he asked Allah to guide them, and he always had mercy upon people. That's not easy to do. We all know that. That is not easy to do. It's very difficult to like somebody who is mean to you, who is hard on you. Sometimes your teachers are hard on you. I mean Islamic teachers, right? Sometimes your parents are hard on you. Your teacher, your sheikh would be rough on you. That's all to help you, to guide you in order that you understand. Life is not always about sweet stories and candies and just everything is hunky-dory. Life is not like that. At times in your life, somebody gets cancer. Somebody will die in your family. He said, give me a glass of water. Somebody may get cancer. Somebody may die young in your family. Somebody might die out of a car accident. God forbid, and protect us all. And sometimes somebody may leave the faith in your family. La qadarullah. Horrible things happen. But that's life. And life is not always what you expected. This world, if you keep forgetting, Allah will remind you. And He'll remind you in a tough way. Whenever you get too comfortable and think, oh, this life is perfect, my life is so great, I'm here in Santa Barbara, I'm so happy, everything is just perfect, right? When you forget, something happens in your life. To remind you, did you get comfortable? This is not your permanent home. This is not what Allah made for you to live in forever. Did you forget? Yes, I forgot. We forget, okay? Diseases of the heart, they're really in the hearts of people that have forgot the hereafter. They forgot Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and hence they have lost their way. So, there was a story of a man which the Prophet ﷺ once said, do you want to see a person of paradise? They said, sure. And he showed him a man. He said, that man is a man of paradise. So one of the companions, he went up to him and he said, as a way to kind of spend time with him, to see what is he doing that is special. I want to see what he did. Because the Prophet ﷺ says he's going to paradise. Thank you. I want to know what he's doing. So he says to him, I'm in some need. I would like to stay with you a couple of days. Would you allow me? He says, okay. Now this person technically is not in real need, but perhaps he's in need of guidance to see what he's doing. So he goes to his house. He watches him like a hawk, you could say, just watching him, see what he's doing. Nighttime comes, other than the regular prayers that he does, his companion is wondering, is he going to stay up all night and pray? Maybe that's what he's doing. So he watches him and he goes to bed. So he's like, okay, that's fine. Maybe he's going to get up in the middle of the night or the last part of the night. So he sleeps all night. He gets up at Fajr and just prays Fajr. At the time of the companions, this was not special. Just getting up for Fajr, that's like basic. You were expected to get up in the night. So he said, okay, nothing special there. First night, second night, he sleeps all night, wakes up at Fajr. He starts watching him that maybe he's spending a lot of money. So he watches him, he doesn't give any money to the poor. He's not doing anything special. He starts wondering, like, what does this guy do? After 3 days of seeing nothing really extraordinary, nothing out of the ordinary, he says to him, look, I really don't have a need. I stayed with you because I heard the Prophet say, you're a man of paradise. I've watched you the last 3 days. You don't get up at night. You don't fast. You also didn't fast. You don't give poor. This is extra fasting. You're also not spending any money on the poor. What is it? What made you special? The man said, I am not sure, but there is one thing that I do try to make sure that I do every day. I never go to sleep at night except I have no hatred in my heart towards anybody. See that? I have no hatred for anyone in my heart. He goes to sleep at night wishing well for everyone on earth. Has no hatred towards anybody. He says maybe it's that. And indeed it was that. See? So even if you're a good Muslim, you're pious, you're praying, you're fasting, you're doing the things that companion expected you to be doing. Fast on a Monday and Thursday, get up in the middle of the night, right? And spend money on the poor. All of that would not benefit you if you have a disease of hatred. When you go to sleep at night, you hate other Muslims. You go to sleep at night, you hate another individual. That's not good. If you clean your heart, you go to sleep at night, you don't have hatred for anybody, you don't have to do as many prayers and fasting. Now, this by no means at all, means that you do not pray or fast and do those other things. If they're an obligation, like Ramadan, 5 times a day prayers. This companion didn't skip his 5 times a day prayers. We're talking about the extras. Everybody get that? So he goes to sleep at night, and so he has a clean heart. Now, so hating somebody without any special reason is a disease. Now, what would be the cure of this? This is what we're going to look at. He said, its cure is to pray for the one despised. So you should write that down. The cure to hatred is to pray for the one that you hate. So the person you cannot stand, you hate them. Can't stand the way they walk, can't stand the way they dress. You can't stand a lot of things about them. You just hate them. You want to get rid of that disease of your heart. What do? Pray for them. Pray for them. How? Sit there at night or daytime, put your hands up and say, oh Allah, so-and-so, bless them, guide them, give them good, protect them in the next world, help them, assist them, all of that. And you'll find that your heart will start not hating anyone anymore. So, pray for the one that is despised. And also you should know that you have not done anything wrong if you are repulsed by your hatred. Meaning if you feel horrible about why you hate that person and you're praying for them, that's fine. You're not going to be held accountable. Okay? Because sometimes, I think we all know in our life, there's always someone you just don't like. Right? Just don't get along with them. You just don't like them. You don't like the way they talk. You don't like the way they walk. You don't like the games they like. You don't like the shows they watch. You don't like the way they talk to you. You don't like the way they take things from you. You just want to be without them. You just want them to move to another country. Okay? Even then, as long as you don't like yourself for hating them and you pray for them, you will not be held accountable. But if you don't pray for them and you hate them and you cannot stand for them and you're doing that not for the sake of Allah by itself, that hatred is a darkness in your heart and it's not going to help you. It will not advance you in your level of understanding of Allah and get closer to Allah. And also, as long as you do not also harm the person. So maybe you really dislike them, you really hate them, and God forbid, you want to do something to them. It's really, really bad. You don't want to do that. So inshallah, this is the whole disease of bughd, and that's the one that we're going to cover today. And so the recap would be, al-bughd, hatred, is when you hate someone, not for the sake of Allah, but for the sake of your own reasons. Prophet ﷺ, we said, never hated anyone, but we dislike the wrong actions of people. So as soon as the person stops doing what they're doing wrong, then we like them. So if a person's drinking alcohol, you get angry and you dislike them for drinking alcohol. But as soon as they stop, and now they're like, I repented to God, you should now like them. If you say, still don't like you, right, that's a disease. What do you do then? Pray for them and ask Allah to purify your heart. So this is a disease we skipped. We will cover next time. It's called batar. It's a very short one as well. And you're extremely happy without realizing that there could be consequences. So inshallah we'll talk about that next time. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.